Okay, so that was the murderer, DeCarlos Brown, walking away from, after he took the life of the woman, Iryna Zaruska. You can see the blood dripping off his knife. This dude is a monster, and this situation should have never happened. He seems to just what a monster, man. It's disgusting. Those were unfortunately the final moments of Ukrainian immigrant Iryna Zaruska. As we all know, the internet has been in a frenzy over the untimely, unnecessary death of a 23-year-old woman in Charlotte, North Carolina last month, towards the end of the month. And I want to take kind of a deep dive into why this young woman lost her life. Now, we do know that the criminal, DeCarlos Brown, had, I think, 14 arrests, many of them felonies. And a guy with a rap sheet like he had should not have been on the streets of Charlotte, North Carolina whatsoever. And I did some research into the mayor. Her name is V. Lyles. If you saw my thumbnail, V. Lyles is short for Viola. Viola Alexander Lyles. She's 72 years old. She's been the mayor since, I believe, 2017. She won re-election back in 2023. And I also want to talk about the district attorney. And I just want to show you that these type of Democrat politicians, they're par for the course. They come a dime a dozen. And they are the primary reason why this senseless tragedy happened. They're no different than the district attorney in Fulton County, Georgia, the district attorney in St. Louis, Missouri, the district attorney in New Orleans Parish, Louisiana, Harris County, Texas, Shelby County, Tennessee, you name it. All these Democrat-run cities that have a violence problem, they're all the same. And I keep seeing these posts on X, aka Twitter, about the black crime stats and black on white crime and all this stuff. And I'm really getting tired of seeing these posts because it doesn't do anything to solve the problem. The question is, what are we going to do about it? And many of these states where this stuff is going on, a lot of these states are red states, meaning that Republicans control these states. Now, of course, local control is responsible for keeping these cities in order. But whenever you have these cities and these counties that are out of order, I believe that we're going to have to escalate to the state level. We're going to have to start getting these Republican legislatures and these Republican governors, all these southern states in the nation, every last one of them, from south of Virginia all the way out to Texas, Georgia, Florida, North and South Carolina, not Virginia, Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky. All of our states have Republican-controlled houses, Republican-controlled senates. Now, Kentucky has a blue governor. North Carolina has a blue governor. And I think those are the only two southern states that don't have red governors. But all of us have Republican House, Republican Senate. Most of us have Republican governors. And there's no reason why we should continue to allow these type of people to get away with this type of stuff. And of course he got apprehended. Of course he's most likely going to get life in prison. I don't think that they're going to seek the death penalty, because even though North Carolina is a death penalty state, the county, Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, I'm very familiar with Charlotte, been there many times. I'm from Georgia, so it's not that hard to get there. Mecklenburg County is a very Democrat county, as well as the city of Charlotte. It's one of the biggest strongholds for the Democrat Party in the state of North Carolina. So I just want to go over the X account for the mayor, Viola Lyles, and the X account for the district attorney. His name is Spencer Merriweather. They're about as woke as you can get, pro-black, you name it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I found. Okay, so we are on the official Mayor V. Lyles account, and I'm not going to go over her whole page. Obviously, it's going to take forever, and I got to go to work. But I just wanted to go over some of these posts that she has. Of course, she did put out a statement, and a lot of people had a problem with the statement. Office of Mayor V. Lyles. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but many of you have probably already heard this. It says, to the Charlotte Mecklenburg community, as I reflect on the tragic murder of Iryna Zaruska, my heart continues to go out to her family and our community as we try to make sense of this horrific and senseless loss. Over the past several weeks, as our community has worked to understand this, what we know is that was a tragic failure by the courts and magistrates. Our police officers arrest people only to have them quickly released, which undermines our ability to protect our community and ensure safety. We need a bipartisan solution to address repeat offenders who do not face consequences for their actions, and those who cannot get treatment for their mental illness are allowed to be on the streets. We have partnered before on legislation like North Carolina's Pretrial Integrity Act, and we stand ready to partner again at this local, state, and federal level. Now there was another post she made. I don't think this is the one I was looking for that that had what was more controversial about how this guy was a mentally ill person or something like that. She did say something about mental health, but she also put effective immediately, CATS, which is Charlotte Area Transit System. The security personnel will be redeployed for a stronger presence on Blue Line platforms to increase fair enforcement. And let me see. The judge, Teresa Stokes, released him. So that was something that they actually were talking about, was the judge is woke. Somebody posted, F you. Every one of you who contributed to that woman's death belongs in the gulags. So, of course, there were people responding to that post. You all need to resign. Somebody put up a picture of the mayor, I guess, sheriff or police chief. That's the district attorney. We're going to go over him in a second. Yeah. Oh, and another person put, Iryna was attacked on August 22nd. It's been over 2 weeks since her brutal, senseless murder, and you're only now acknowledging her life and death, which is true. I mean, this post that she put up was 18 hours ago. And if you look at the page, if you can go to her page, just Mayor V. Lyles, September 3rd, September 1st, August 31st, no post about Iryna Zaruska. She only posted because of the public outrage after it went viral on social media. August 22nd is when the murder occurred. Nothing. That's a post about don't drink and drive. That's the post about Happy Aviation Day. I'm assuming she removed the more controversial post that was kind of alluding to having some compassion for the criminal that killed her. But I don't know. August 15th, it's Pride weekend in Charlotte. So she's got an LGBT Pride post on her page. But that's not surprising. So, yeah, you can go to her mayoral page and see for yourself just some of the stuff that's on her page. And she's the mayor, so fighting crime is not actually her job. But as the city leader, it is her responsibility. It is all mayors of the country responsibility to prioritize keeping citizens safe. And the mayor kind of sets the tempo. The mayor kind of sets the tone when it comes to law enforcement. Welcome to the Queen City NAACP. So yeah, she's a light-skinned black female, very woke. No surprises here. Democrat mayor, won her re-election in 2023 by a very strong margin. She got over 70% of the vote. So yeah, I'm gonna go over the district attorney's page in a second. Okay, so this is the official page for the district attorney's office, and we know the district attorney is responsible for prosecuting criminals in Mecklenburg County, which is the second largest county in the state of North Carolina after Wake County, which is Raleigh's county. Absolutely nothing regarding Iryna Zaruska. He has and he doesn't post a lot, but he has a post from July 26th honoring the life of the late Assistant Chief Vicky Foster. I guess she passed away, a black woman. She was a police department assistant chief. Of course, there's another black person on his page, a pillar of professionalism, a trailblazer in our bar, Justice James Ferguson. So I guess he passed away. Yeah, so he's just honoring people on his page. Nothing about keeping the city safe, but here we go. June 20th. As Pride Month celebrations continue in our community this weekend, your DA's office remains committed to the justice, safety, and dignity of all, and that includes our LGBTQ neighbors. Our mission is to seek justice and to pursue outcomes that provide a safe and vibrant community where every person can live in peace. We wish everyone attending Pride Month festivities a happy and safe weekend. Yeah, so I'm just not seeing. Oh, here's a post on June 17th about a guy named Tyrone Miller. He was found guilty of first-degree murder and multiple of the charges, sentenced to life in prison. So, okay, he's got a post about one of the murderers getting sentenced to life in prison. But I'm just not seeing a lot of posts about the work the DA's office is doing to keep Charlotte, Mecklenburg County safe. Like I said, no posts regarding the death of Iryna Zaruska. And he has another page that was when he was running for district attorney. And it's called Spencer Merriweather, at Merriweather for DA. And this is his pro-blackity black page when he was running for district attorney. He's got a photo of Willie Mays, of course, one of the more famous black baseball Hall of Famers. Going back to his hometown in Alabama. He's from Alabama originally. Investing in behavioral health and resilience. He's a sports fan, which is no big deal. Most men like sports, myself included. Picture of a black judge who passed away in the Charlotte area, Assistant DA Shirley Fulton. That was from 2023. He's got a post of Cori Bush praising Ketanji Brown Jackson. Cory Booker moves Ketanji Brown Jackson to tears. Everybody knows Cory Booker is a total weasel, a total joke of a senator. I personally think he's a homosexual, but that's another conversation for another day. He's got some different photos with different people. A lot of black law or judicial related people, and he's praising them, showing photos of them. Got a picture of Hank Aaron, another person in the judicial world who passed away in the Charlotte area. He's got her on his page. So he's got a lot of different black judicial trailblazers, pioneers from the Charlotte area, etc., who may have lived and died, older people who helped blaze the trail for other young black district attorneys or judges, etc. He's a pro-black. He's a pro-blackity black guy. This is what it is. Not a whole lot of what I'm going to do to make Mecklenburg County safer. That's him right there. Probably a white liberal. Great seeing folks from Mecklenburg County and Raleigh today. Representative, it's a white liberal. North Carolina is a swing state. It's not a hardcore Republican state. It's a Republican state, but not by the strongest majority. Georgia and North Carolina are the two closest swing states in the South. Well, there are only two southern swing states, Georgia and North Carolina. The rest of them are safe red. But that's your district attorney, Spencer Merriweather. Very, very liberal, very, very woke, pro-blackity black power. That's who he is. Just wanted to go over his Twitter account so you can see for yourself. And I just wanted to go over a couple of different things before I wrap this video up. Even though he had a long criminal history, the killer, DeCarlos Brown, he was actually not serving any sentences. He wasn't on any probation or parole or anything. He also had, like I said, 14 previous arrests, many of them felony arrests, including burglary, including possession of a firearm by a felon. His own mother said to Joe Bruno, a local reporter, the court should have never let her son out and be in the community knowing he had mental health issues and previous arrests. He was also diagnosed with schizophrenia before. So this is a guy who had schizophrenia. This is a guy who had 14 previous arrests, many of them felony arrests. He had served some time in prison. But if you've had that many felonies and you served time in prison and you're diagnosed with schizophrenia, I don't think that you are capable of being a member of society walking around in public like that. And this is your woke mayor, Viola Lyles, and your woke district attorney, Spencer Merriweather. I wanted to specifically talk about those two for this video because they are the two most important people in any city or county that are going to set the tone for how they deal with criminals, how they deal with keeping the community safe, because the police, they kind of, follow the tone of the mayor. I mean, the mayor has their, policy initiatives and how they want the city to be run, right? The police chief takes their cues from the mayor, right? Hiring the police. How many police are we going to have? What type of criminal justice system do we want to have in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, North Carolina? Right? I mean, of course, it's a little bit more nuanced than that. You got the city council, you got the county commission, there's other different politicians involved in running a city and a county, but the mayor runs the city. The district attorney is the chief law enforcement officer for the county as a whole. This is the second biggest county and the ninth biggest state in America, right? The second biggest county in the state of North Carolina. North Carolina is the ninth biggest state. And this is your big problem right here. This is your map of Charlotte, North Carolina during the mayoral race. As you can see, it is a solid blue city. A couple of patches of extremely light red in the south and in the northwestern part of the city. The darker blue spots are the deepest Democrat strongholds of the city. The west side of Charlotte is the blackest side. No surprise there. That southern part of the city that's shaded in light blue, it used to be redder. It was more of a light red. There is no such thing as a red major city in America. At least the major cities that are economically, relevant on a national level. Charlotte's the second biggest banking center in the country, so Charlotte is a big deal. I think Oklahoma City, Fort Worth, Texas, cities like, I think even Miami, Florida has a Republican governor. I'm sorry, Republican mayor. But I mean, they're very rare. Most of your major cities in America are ran by Democrats, and they look just like Charlotte as far as the election map. So, like I said, posting crime statistics, black on white interracial crime data, and all that, we already know that. We've been talking about that for years. The question is, what's going to be done about it? And there's no reason why your biggest city in North Carolina should be dealing with these type of issues. It's not Charlotte is not Memphis. Charlotte is not Detroit. Charlotte is not Baltimore. It's not the most violent Democrat city, but they're averaging over 100 murders a year. They had 110 last year. I looked it up. That's a murder every 3 days, approximately. So, one murder, in my opinion, is one murder too many. Nobody deserves to have their life taken away, for any reason whatsoever. The only time a person, in my opinion, has a right to use deadly force against somebody is if it's self-defense. But to just slit somebody's throat, just to stab somebody to death for no reason, because you have mental health issues or you're just a violent criminal, that there's no excuse for that type of person being allowed to roam free in your community. It's just no excuse for that. That's just piss poor governance by the city. That's piss poor governance by the county and the people that run Charlotte, Mecklenburg, North Carolina. It's on them. They knew who this guy was. They knew he had mental health issues. They knew that he was a menace to society. They knew that. So I don't believe that obviously the people that vote blue, no matter who in these cities, they're not going to stop voting Democrat. And I know I said something about escalating to the state level, getting the state legislatures involved, firing these rogue district attorneys. I think the citizenry of North Carolina or any other states that have this problem, which is many states, you're going to have to start forcing your governors and your state legislatures to start calling special sessions and start really prioritizing getting rid of these district attorneys that don't follow the rule of law, that don't prosecute criminals to the highest degree when they commit these type of crimes. When you have a person involved in this amount of felonious behavior, committing this many felonies, the district attorney has to put them away. And the state has to step in and say, hey, if you're not going to do your job, we will. And I know this may cause some legal issues, but something has to be done. And because they're not going to do anything about it at the local level. They're not going to change course at the local level because they don't have to. Because they're going to keep getting reelected by their very liberal and blue no matter who residents of these cities across the country. Rest in peace to the young lady. She was only 23 years old, Iryna Zaruska. Rest in peace to her. Prayers to her family. Senseless tragedy should have never happened. And yeah, we're going to have to do something different because the Democrat residents of these cities, they're not going to stop voting blue no matter who. They're not going to stop. You saw the map. Republicans have no chance in this city. And many other ones that's just like it. Republicans have no chance. Law and order has no chance. Not if it's left up to them. It's gonna have to come from a higher up, and the state is higher than local. Without further ado, guys, y'all let me know what you think about the video. Like, share, subscribe, follow, comment. Peace.